What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. Sonic is once again trying to make his claim back to fame, but
Or his claim back to our channel.
Or claim back to our channel, yeah, that's right. Welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Genesis on the Three Amiibros. I'm Will.
I'm Daniel.
Shit.
Ruined forever. You'll never know who's who now.
That's okay. You know what? You'll pick it up. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, we're watching Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but, we just had the latest Sonic announcements come out we were talking about the event itself just before we started recording, but I think the important things to take away from the event was Sonic Mania, the announcement of that, the reveal of a new Sonic game, which looks very much like Sonic Generations 2.
Except it totally isn't.
There wasn't... They didn't show any gameplay from that, right? Didn't they just show like a...
It was just a teaser, a cinematic.
Yeah, just a trailer that was like, hey man, there's new Sonic and old Sonic. They're back again.
And that's
fine.
Yeah,
although I do find it funny, it's like at the end of Sonic Generations, they're like, oh hey, your future is gonna be great. And we see that trailer, it's like, okay, apparently not.
Let's not drive that home.
I have a prediction for all of these Sonic games. Are you ready?
Careful.
All gonna be bad.
The biggest takeaway I got from that Sonic anniversary stream was that nobody would tell Crush 40 to get off stage. I mean, I love Crush 40. I think like their music is amazing. I think that if the Sonic team was half as talented as Crush 40 was, Sonic would have the best games ever, every year. But like at the same time though, they just would not get off stage. I'm just like, I love you guys, I love your music, but like, really, just leave. Just play Live and Learn and leave. And they played like everything that nobody cared about.
See, it's representative of a lot of, most of Sonic's franchise, where a lot of it's really just padding. And they try to force something in your face until you like it.
I would say the general attitude towards Sonic has been that same one, which has been just leave.
Oh, good. That's mean, Dan. That is mean.
There was an article.
Look, man. I mean, we've probably brought these up before, but none of those games are good. This game, though, is great. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't played it in a long time, but this is the first video game I ever had. This is the first like home video game I played.
Same here. This was the game that came with my Sega Genesis, actually.
Yep.
Actually, fun fact: I just got the original game cartridge, like case for it, and the instruction manual, because I think the Sega Genesis only came with the instruction manual. It didn't actually come with a case for it.
No, it came with a case. I had a case for mine.
What? Okay, fine. Well, anyway,
I had a case.
recently
I know I had a case for this game.
Oh, God damn. Okay, fine. Well, anyway, I recently acquired one. That's all that matters.
Great.
Yeah.
Man, I can think of how the plastic on that game smells.
I swear, when I was little, I had so much trouble with Chemical Plant Zone.
This is actually the short, back when I was a kid, I'd probably the most trouble with this level too. This and Metropolis. But now, I think I finished Act 1 in less than a minute.
There's Casino Zone in this game, right?
Casino Night Zone, yeah.
Yeah, that one was the one that always gave me trouble. I strongly remember getting a friend of my older sister's who had the game to come and beat it for me, and being really excited about finally being able to see what's on the back half of that, because I could never beat it myself.
Well, you missed the minute mark.
Maybe it's Act 2. No, Act 2 has the boss, so, yeah, okay. Well, this is the level that I can beat just over a minute.
Man, this is a good-ass game.
This is a great-ass game.
Just thinking about, and the changes they made to it are so small. Like, it's just like, hey, you can spin dash, and there's only 2 acts per level now. But how much that actually changes, and also, I think the level design in this game is way better. I actually think the music in this game is way better. I mean, it was a couple of years into the Genesis lifespan, so people knew how to use that hardware a little bit better. Lots of that great Genesis sound chip buzziness kind of
that twang
is in this game. It's a good one. Maybe part of this is probably the nostalgia speaking, just because I know this level layout and I haven't seen this in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I think part of it's nostalgia, because I will always prefer this game over Sonic 3 and Knuckles, even though technically you could argue that Sonic 3 and Knuckles is like maybe like you could say it's like the definitive sort of classic Sonic experience, but honestly 2 just had so many good things about it. It's a great game where you can just sit down and play in a sitting, you know? Like Sonic 3 and Knuckles I find takes a little bit more work.
But theoretically you could do that, yes.
Oh yeah.
I think we talked a little bit about how much better Sonic 2 was when we were doing Sonic 1, because like this is the one that everybody remembers, not Sonic 1. Everybody remembers Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1, they don't remember anything else, but everybody remembers most of the stages in Sonic, or at least 2 of the stages in Sonic 2.
Yeah, and like Sonic 1
yeah, the first 2 at least, right?
Yeah, and Sonic 1 had, I mean, the level design wasn't the greatest, but it was also their first shot at it, so, yeah, but Sonic 2, they really nailed it with this one.
They figured out a very important thing in this game, which is that the best parts in Sonic are the parts where you go through loop-de-loops, and you should send people through loop-de-loops as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, and it has a good combination of, like, you know, the precise platforming here and there, so it had a good balance of everything.
For sure, yeah. There's much better balance of the sort of speed and some of the precision, but not necessarily in an annoying way.
No.
Yeah, and also, like, the thing about Sonic 2 is that it doesn't stop you from running so much, because I noticed that when we were playing Sonic 1, like, you know, you ran through Green Hill Zone, and you never ran any other time.
Yeah. A lot of Sonic 1 is like, man, doesn't it feel good to be this fast? What if we told you to stop every time?
I mean, and then Sonic Rush totally turned that concept on its head, and you are never stopping for anything.
Oh, I fucking love Sonic Rush.
Yeah,
it's
Sonic
a good
Rush
game.
as well.
Yeah, it's a good game, but I mean, it gets its fair share of criticism for
Does it?
Boosting to win. That's all you do.
I like that game. I really like the Sonic Advance games as well. Like,
Oh, those were great.
those are all pretty sweet.
Out of curiosity, what's your guys' thoughts on Sonic Rush Adventure?
I never liked it that much. I felt like there was too much, like... That's the one where you have to, like, repeat levels a lot, right?
That was the one with the sailing.
Yeah, well...
Oh, you know what? I never played that game.
It was like not really, I wouldn't say sailing, it was like ship combat, because that ship combat was terrible.
I never played that game.
I thought it was like... overall, I didn't like it as much as the first game. I thought the first game had a nice classic sort of Sonic feel to it. Sonic Rush Adventure just felt a little too gimmicky. But I thought, like, you know, who's that one character? That pirate guy, the green one, Jet? Because, like, I think the bonus stages where you got the Chaos Emerald, you actually went up against him in a race. I thought that was a pretty cool spin on, like, how you get a Chaos Emerald in a Sonic game for once.
I don't remember, wait, in Sonic Rush Adventure?
Yeah, Sonic Rush Adventure.
I don't remember that at all.
All right. Time to rock the Google.
One thing that's really nice that I love about Sonic Rush is that game has music by Hideki Naganuma, who is a really fantastic composer. He did the stuff for he did like the Jet Set Radio music.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I can see that. I can see that definitely because of just how that soundtrack came together.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same stuff. It's sort of funky, lots of samples, lots of like scratching and sort of hip hoppy sort of stuff. Yeah, and like it's a great soundtrack, and it's a vibe that works really well with that game and with sort of Sonic in general. I feel like that guy really like took the reins of what the Sega like tone should be for like Sega for like first party bright Sega games, and no one else really ran with it. But I feel like that was the tone. That was what you wanted.
Yeah, he understood the concept of love.
He did. It's true. You can say that one. You can say one thing about him. You can say it about him several times. Repeating. This boss. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You can totally cheese this boss by like starting on top of the totem poles and just timing it so. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
Great design, guys.
Yeah, the bosses in this game are kind of cool. Like, you know, they're sort of simple, but like, they're all right.
I don't know if you guys played Sonic 4 Episode 2, but
Nope.
the first boss starts off with these two totem poles coming up. And it's like, oh, okay, they're just rehashing the boss from Sonic 2. And then Robotnik comes down to this massive machine and just crushes the totem poles, and it becomes a completely different boss. Like, okay, I'll accept that.
Yeah.
Here is a cheap nod to those games that you liked. hey, remember those games that you liked? This one isn't it.
And no, it wasn't. Sonic.
Oh god.
Sonic 4 episode 2 is okay.
Here comes Casino Night.
Are the flashbacks coming back, guys?
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
God, I remember getting
one,
lost all the time in this level. I'm like, where do I go?
So much bouncy stuff and like, oh god, this is an annoying level.
You're welcome. Yeah,
I gotta bump the music up here for a bit.
Oh, it's a good tune. I mean, I think that's another thing about Sonic 2. Like, every track was just so memorable.
Yeah, well, I said it earlier. If Sonic Team was as talented as the people who they hired to do their music, Sonic would get Game of the Year every year.
I'm not sure if I'd say Game of the Year, but yeah, they'd be
pretty
good
games.
A lot of the instrumental music from the new Sonic games is all very good.
And
still,
yeah, the instrumentals are great.
a lot of the other stuff is just like weird butt rock.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it's good rock. I mean, like, I mean, despite the fact that, Sonic 06 is kind of like an insult to games in general, I really liked his world.
yeah, I agree. Sonic 06 had some pretty solid tracks in there. But God, that game.
You should do a playthrough for the channel.
No, I did it for the Chronicle Brothers back a few months ago, and I couldn't get past like the first 2 stages. I said, nope, I'm calling it.
No more bad games, remember? I made a pact with myself. I just think it's not as fun to watch a thing that's really bad.
I will do bad games if it's fun to watch to a certain degree. Because I did Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and kind of like, okay, this would be interesting to watch, and also gives me a chance to just tear down all like the impressions that this is a good game, just point out how bullshit it is. But I mean, like, I think bad game or two every now and then wouldn't hurt. That being said, though, if like, probably don't do Sonic 06 because I mean, like, the Game Grumps, like, how long did it take them to go through?
How long does it take for them to get through a playthrough?
Anything, yeah, but I know that
Sonic 06 was a special case, though.
Yeah, but Sonic 06 was like, I swear, over 100 pieces. I don't actually watch the Game Grumps that much. I mean, like, I think they're cool, but I don't really like them as much as everybody else does, so I don't really watch them that much. But like, I looked at their thing. I'm like, wow, it's like there are over like 100 things for Sonic 06.
And like but the thing is, they also dwell on like a lot of glitches. Like when they find something, they just like totally milk the hell out of it. So
you gotta ask yourself, what am I willing to put up with today?
Yeah, that's exactly it. But you know what? Yeah, going back. I mean, speaking of bad games, I guess this means you're gonna be doing Superman 64 for the channel, right, Jordan?
Oh god, I've never actually played it.
It is a special kind of bullshit.
I've played that game. I think I played that game once because I had a friend who actually had that game, and it was like, "Yo, Superman game," and I think we played it for maybe like 5 minutes and then stopped.
Oh yeah,
well that was a bad idea.
Superman game. Yeah, that game's not great. But speaking of like good classic Sonic games, this is why I think Sonic Generations was a hugely missed opportunity, because like they finally got their modern Sonic platforming formula down. And then right after that, they said, okay, we're done making these kind of games. We're going to go into something completely different that you guys are going to love. And then fast forward a year later when we got Sonic Boom.
That's sort of what Sega continuously does, right? It's like the same thing. It's like, hey, you like Robotnik. How about we just put a new villain in every time who you won't care about as much? And it's just like they're really bad at like identifying what ideas they have that are good and sticking with them, and instead of just like, oh, you guys hated that? Okay, completely new thing. Here we go.
Well, I mean, like, it's like, you like Robotnik. Here's Robotnik's Bean Machine.
That's a good game.
That's not a bad game.
It's just a reskin of Puyo Puyo, and Puyo Puyo is like a fucking sweet game.
Really, I never actually played it. I just heard a decent amount about it.
No, it's totally fine. It's a good puzzle game. People don't like it, I guess, because it has the Sonic brand attached to it. But like, who cares? That's a good game. Like, as far as puzzle games about things dropping down and you having to like line them up, I probably don't like it as much as like Tetris or Puzzle Fighter. But it's good. It's a well-made game. Puyo Puyo is kind of an institution in Japan, so
Sorry,
Don't
I'm just
mess.
making a note here. Okay, Dan's recording Sonic Mean Bean Machine. Okay, we're good.
It's Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh,
all right?
Robotics Mean Machine. Okay, well, see, yeah, that's why you're gonna do it. You know it so well.